Peace and blessings.
Blessings.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Christopher Berry.
There you go.
This is the 8th year we've been doing this, man.
How many?
Ceasefire, don't smoke the brothers and sisters.
How many years you said?
8 years we've been doing this.
8 years.
8 years we've been doing this, man.
Non-stop.
You know how hard it is to do something 1 year and to come back and do it again back to back?
Yeah.
We doing this today, man. We started this off with the ex-prisoners.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't really like to use the word returning citizen myself. Because if you look up the word citizen in the Black Law Dictionary, or you do the etymology of citizen, we're not enjoying the liberties of what a citizen requires here in the city. It's a war being waged upon us out here, man. A continuous war from every facet of life, man. From the education system to the political system, to the food that we eating, to the water that we drinking, and to the education that our kids not getting, man. In these schools that they teaching his history, his story. I don't know if y'all paying attention to what's going on in society, man, but it's a reset going on. It's like we're starting to regain our power back. We are starting to regain our consciousness that our ancestors had previously. That's locked into our DNA, man.
That's right.
We stand here on the backs and on the names of the Honorable Marion Berry.
Yeah.
This man has paved the door for so many of us, man. And for me personally, I met the Honorable Marion Berry in 1995, right? But before I do that, let me open up with our prayer before we do that, man.
There you go.
Because it's a blessing for us to be here.
Absolutely.
And my Facebook memories popped up, right? For today, for yesterday, right? And I was looking at them last night, or this morning rather, because it was after 12 o'clock. And there's a few people that's been out here with us over the last 8 years that's not with us no more.
Right.
Rest in peace, Sister Juliet.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, rest in peace to a few of the brothers and sisters that are no longer here with us, man. So, no, we here for Marion Berry today, but they will be here with us today as well if they were still alive in the present.
That's right.
Yes, they would.
I was saying earlier, Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, sir.
That means peace and blessings in Arabic. And before I say this prayer, I want to say something, right? This is my personal. I don't like when people tell me good morning. Right? Because I be studying the etymology of words and the etymology of things and where the root come from. I always go to the root of something. Right? And that word morning, right? Normally if I tell somebody, Assalamu alaikum, they say I'm not Muslim. But they'll tell me good morning. And I like to use things in a teachable moment, like right now.
Absolutely. That's right. Come on now. That's right.
If I told you hola, you wouldn't have a problem with it. And that's in Spanish. That's saying hi. If I say salams, there's no problem. I'm saying peace. But if I tell you assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings, most people find a problem with that. And so in this teachable moment, because it's always, most of the time, it's an elder that's, good morning, brother. And I say, assalamu alaikum, they stop. I ain't Muslim, don't tell me that. And I say, well, listen, hold on a second, let me ask you, right? Do you know what assalamu alaikum means? No, I don't know what that means. What better greeting could I give you off our first interaction than me to wish you peace and blessings? Now, hey, what's up, dog? Now, hey, what's up, my man? Now, what's up, hey, bro? I'm wishing you peace and blessings in our first interaction, whether I know you or not. You telling me good morning. We not saying the same thing. Because see, when you mourn something, that's what we doing right now, right? We are mourning right now. And so when you tell me good morning, that phrase came from, I hope you don't take somebody's death too hard. But we use that every day the way we greet one another. Just like most of the holidays we celebrate, if you really understood where they came from or how they get started, we wouldn't be celebrating them, man. Most of these things are celebrated from paganism. But today, I would like to say Assalamu alaikum. And today I would like to say good morning to you guys because today is befitting. It's befitting today to say good morning to every last one of you as I say Assalamu alaikum to you. Because today we are mourning, but we having a good morning for the Honorable Marion Berry.
That's right.
And for his son.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love y'all.
Love you more. Love you more. Yeah.
Islamically, before I start anything, I have to say Bismillah. In the name of Allah. Before I eat, whatever I got to do.
Right.
Islamically, when we pray, our prayer is not really accepted until we say the Al-Fatiha. That's the opening of the Quran. So I'm about to open up with the Fatiha for you guys. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen.
Amen.
For those that don't know what I said, I'm gonna say this for you in English. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most gracious, the most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone do we worship. You alone do we ask for help. Guide us upon the straight path, not the path of those that have earned your anger. Not the path of those that have heard your anger, nor of those that have been misguided. Assalamu alaikum again, and good morning to everyone. Today is December the 1st.
Yeah.
We're here again to honor the Honorable Marion Berry Jr. and the Honorable Christopher Berry.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I don't know if y'all got a program or not, but it says today is our 8th annual celebration of life and death for the Honorable Mayor for Life, Marion Berry Jr. We are doing this in partnership with the Heritage Gallery International, Black History Series, and the UNIA ACL Division. We also celebrate the life again for Christopher Berry. This is Ceasefire Don't Smoke, the brothers and sisters, in conjunction with Mars number 4, the Movement for Love and Unity Incorporation, Universal Madness, Alliance of Concerned Men, PrEP LLC, One Flag, Wisdom Speaks, Jet Black, and the Ex-Prisoner Organization. Again, I don't like to use the word returning citizen myself, but it's returning citizen as well. I love y'all, man. Can we open up with some libations from Dr. Kakaya Patterson?
Yeah. Yeah.
Brother Tashawn, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace and blessings, shalom, habaragani, all the different greetings that, we give to our people. Before I bring up our priestess, Mama and Sister Abner Disro, just talk a little bit about libation. Libation is the pouring to honor our ancestors. So when we do this, this is a tradition that came from Africa. Was brought over from Africa, honoring our ancestors anytime we had some kind of ceremonial process. I know in the street when I was coming up in Southeast and we'd go and buy our Wild Irish Rose and we'd mix it with Donald Duck juice, we had to pour a little bit out. Somebody laughing because they had some too. All you gotta do is look at the gray hair, they know what I'm talking about. They call them OGs, okay? They know what I'm talking about. But so we standing around, and before anybody can drink, I don't care, you be the baddest thing out there, you don't drink nothing until we pour some papuka in them. We didn't know it was we didn't know it was Malcolm, and we didn't know they was in the mix, because they ancestors, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know you know, we pump for Pookie and them, but Pookie and them, all them, with Malcolm and all them too, all the warriors, you know, from our hoods. So we were always practicing African tradition. You know, we were always practicing our culture in so many different ways. You didn't eat nothing at the table until the elder said you eat. You know what I'm saying? You ain't drink your Kool-Aid until after you finish it. So it's certain kinds of cultural things that we did. But what we did not do is we didn't remember that it was connected to us in Africa. You know, I didn't know that as a dude, you know, on the corner drinking wine, pouring libation. I didn't know it was connected to Africa. So that's the separation that has taken place. Same thing what my nephew just talked about in terms of the greetings, you know, assalamu alaikum, that the cultural representation of that is different because people have politicized it. You know, that's terrorist greeting. You know, those people who bombing, and those are the ones who give that kind of greeting. That's not the case, as we very well know. So again, with the libation, we always want to make sure we understand what that cultural connection is. Because our great, honorable man for life, Marion is sitting right up there, you know, with Malcolm and Martin and that whole crew, you know, that of course he studied under and worked with, you know, for years in the community and brought that same flavor to Washington, D.C. In terms of all the different programs that he had. So we want to honor that. So right now we want to bring up our priestess, Sister Abner Dishro, who's been with us year after year after year during this libation. So let's give her honor, Sister Abner.
Yeah.
Ayibobo, Ayibobo, Ayibobo. And that's Creole for hallelujah. Spoken in Haiti. I am Bon Mumbo Abinadisro. I'm a voodoo priestess, has been for about 30 years. And today I'm here to honor Marion Barry. I'm mayor for life, right?
Yeah.
Can we say mayor for life? Mayor for life, mayor for life, mayor for life. And his son to honor them. So, do I have the word? Okay.
It's not over.
We're going to start with the libations. Most of us, in reality, you do not know. Some of us have researched and done it, but we don't know where we first originated from. So I always pour libations from the north to the south to the east to the west. All our ancestors. And I'll start out by doing that, by saluting the four corners of the world. Ayibobo. 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 So we're going to pour in front of it. We're going to start out by saluting Mayor for Life, Marion Barry. So when I say his name, you say Ashe. Marion for Life, Marion Barry.
Ashe.
His son, Christopher.
Ashe.
Now I would like for you to call upon any and all of the ancestors that you want to give energy to, that you want to salute, that you want to say thank you for whatever you did, however they touched you in their lives. Call out the names. It could be start with your family, then go with your friends, and call out their names, and I'll pour the libation.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Keep going. There's more ancestors. People in your family.
Nat Turner. John Brown.
All the political prisoners who gone. All the brothers and sisters who are no longer with us. Oh. Thank you very much. You just gave tribute and honor to all the ancestors when you call their name, and not just for today, but every day that you call their name, you give energy to their spirit. And I would like to say, what I do every morning, and some of you probably do too, I tell people I got the best 2 gifts that anybody could get this morning, every morning. And they said, what did you get? I said, the opening of my eyes. Because a lot of people made plans to do something today, but they didn't wake up. So always be thankful, be grateful, be appreciative, and give honor to your ancestors who are no longer here with you, and your life will be truly blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Kakai. Sister Charlotte, could you come up, please? Sister Charlotte's going to read for us right now the proclamation, resolution.
Resolution of love and remembrance for Mayor for Life, Marion S. Berry Jr. And proclamation proclaiming Monday, December 1st, 2014, Marion S. Berry Jr. Day. The members of the ex-prisoner community, returning citizens, family members of the ex-prisoner community, and friends of the ex-prisoner community. One Christopher Berry, who was living at that time, one Christopher Berry, Cora Masters Berry, and other family members of the Mayor for Life of Washington, D.C., to know that our hearts and prayers are with you as we stand here today to remember and believe a kind farewell to a giant of a man. D.C. City Councilman, Democrat of Ward 8, and Mayor for Life, Marion S. Berry Jr. Whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. established the first ex-offenders office in 1994. And whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. introduced to the D.C. City Council the ex-offenders hiring bill. And whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. included ex-prisoners among the protected class in his bill. And whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. included discrimination against housing in his bill. And whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. included, that same one, in his bill, discrimination against housing, whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. cared enough about black-on-black violence that on February 28, 1995, he allowed his office to be used as a mediation site by Ceasefire. Don't Smoke the brothers and sisters who facilitated a meeting with 50 gang members who represented 5 different warring factions in the District of Columbia. Whereas Marion S. Berry Jr. loved Washington, D.C., his people, and his job. Now, therefore, be it resolved that our love for Marion S. Berry Jr. is immeasurable, and that he will be forever remembered and missed for his love and contributions to the people and to the city of Washington, District of Columbia. Be it further resolved that the members of the ex-prisoner community, returning citizens, and the families and friends of the ex-prisoner community recognize and proclaim today, Monday, December 1st, 2014, Marion S. Berry Jr. Day in Washington, District of Columbia. Signed by Al Malik Farrakhan, founder, executive director, Ceasefire, Don't Smoke the Brothers and Sisters, Elwood Yangle Sawyer, founder, CEO, Movement for Love and Unity United, Roach Brown, CEO, The Inner Voices, Tyrone Johnson, founder, owner, Universal Madness, CEO, Returning Citizens United, Tyrone Parker, CEO, the Alliance of Concerned Black Men, and Sidney Davis, CEO, Solutions 7 Incorporated.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Thank you so much, y'all. Excuse me, take a little sip of water, please.
Yeah. Body needs.
Water is life. And as I was picking this water up off the ground just now, I had to remember we started selling water in 1995. It was just one of the many things, man, that MB helped us along the way, man, to pop some doors open. You know, I met Marion Berry, man, in I think it was 94, 95. I think it was, he was trying to go back into office. This is my first recollection of, that's my very first political race that I was involved in. And I had no idea about no politics. I had no idea about nothing, dealing with no politics. I had just graduated high school, was in college, thought I knew everything that it was to know. And I realized, man, I knew absolutely nothing. That was the greatest thing that I realized, man, that I knew absolutely nothing, man. You know, I learned early on that Marion Berry came from Mississippi, I think it was. Yep. The South. A lot of you know, my father in his stint at Lorden, he evaded. Met my mom while he was on escape, and I came.
Oh, boy. Thank God he escaped.
Thank God he escaped. He did. City boy, my mother's from the country as well, though. My mother's from North Carolina.
All right.
So I'm a country city guy or a city country guy, however you want to call it. You got the best of both worlds, though.
That's right.
That's right.
When I realized that Marion Berry came from Mississippi and all the things that he had to go to back in his early on years, I just turned 45 in September. And I did all my schooling in North Carolina before my father came home and I came back to D.C. But I experienced a different type of racism growing up down south. And I can only imagine the type of racism that Marion Berry experienced as well coming from Mississippi.
Come on, man.
So for me to come from the city and go to the south and come back to the city, I feel like me and Mary have a lot of things in common when I read his life story. Marion Berry set an imprint on my life, man, because that was a superhero to me, and he still is. A lot of our superheroes, they try to tarnish their name, they try to tarnish their life, they try to tarnish everything that they built up. But every other race, when they get into something, Jerry Jones, the other people that's been caught up, you know, they push all their stuff up under the rug, man. And oftentimes they use our people to come at us.
That's right.
Oftentimes. They use your own family to come at you, man. But you see, everybody that's out here right now today is all family. And we all here to honor Marion Berry Jr. and Christopher Berry. I don't want to take up too much of your time because we also have the Honorable Mr. Trayon White here, Council Member, Award 8. I remember me and Trayon being on the front lines, man, at a lot of events before he even thought about trying to get into what he's into now, man, the politics, man. But please, ladies and gentlemen, can we please give the honorable that's walking in Mr. Marion Berry footsteps,
Right.
Mr. Trayon White, a round of applause.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Assalamu alaikum. So, I'm honored to be here today to celebrate a man and a brother that meant so much to me. First, I want to thank, man, my guy that I call a living legend, the Honorable Al-Malik Farrakhan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I think about, and I haven't told this story before, but I remember one of my first encounters with Marion. It was I think it was in 2005. I was on First Street coming down past Mississippi Avenue. And I was driving a little hoopty, I ain't gonna lie. Riding up beside me was another man driving a little hoopty. It was Marion. And what most don't know is that I was getting pulled over by the police that day. And I was a good kid. I was in college at the time, home for the weekend, where the police was pulling me over. And what I didn't know was that the police was trying to plant something in my car. And I was afraid. I didn't know what to do because I was by myself. And so they asked me, can they search my car? I'm like, no, you're not searching my car. She yanked me out the car anyway. And when they yanked me out the car, they pulled me to the back of the car. One of the officers said, so what do we have here? I'm looking like, yeah, what do we have here? Because I ain't got nothing in my car. So he proceeded to act like he found a bag of what I perceived to be drugs. I don't know what it was. I couldn't really see it from the back of the car, but he acted like he found something. And God sent me an angel. And that was Marion. Now, if you go up in D.C., you knew Marion, right?
Right.
So I was like, dang, that's MB? You know, somebody send you somebody that's going to come and rescue you. Just happen to somebody coming to be there. But the man himself pulled over. And I learned that day that Marion was just not a mayor or a council member or a father, but he was a humanitarian.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And if he saw somebody being taken advantage of or being mistreated, he put himself on the line for other people's lives.
Yes, he did.
And that day could have went totally different for me. They could have planted something on me, charged me with something, locked me up. I could have got dropped out of school, been fighting the system, would have had a charge. But God put people in our places and spaces for reasons, for seasons, and sometimes for a lifetime. And I did not know during that time that same brother was going to create so many opportunities for not just me, for those who come behind me and look like me.
Right.
And had been doing it long before I even came on the scene.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you this. Christopher Berry had the same spirit.
Yeah, he did.
Christopher Berry I used to call him, man, my Black Panther brother. He was a fearless warrior that spoke truth to power, even when it was his own father.
Yeah.
And so today, I'm honored to stand here to honor these two brothers who have gone before us, that their legacy and memory will not go in vain. Not as long as I'm alive.
That's right.
Not as long as we're alive.
That's right.
But even in this, I learned that it used to be an old saying that we are here today and gone tomorrow. But now it's different. We're here today and gone today.
Right.
And so I'm learning, even in my conversation with my brother, man, Edward Ford, that sometimes we gotta humble ourselves and find God in the moment, even when it's chaos. Because there's a violence prevailing in the villages of D.C., in these streets. I'm reflected upon a moment that when I was in the village of Africa. And there's probably 150 people in this village, and a lot of kids running around. And there was a lot of communication going on.
Yeah.
And every time a male or boy interact with another male or boy, he called him brother or sister.
Yeah.
I never heard the word cousin. I was like, is it a language thing? and in my voyage to other places, we have to stay grounded in our roots.
That's right.
Because that's what's really going to keep us grounded into fighting what we need to do in our community. The seeds of the future are cast in the past. And I feel like I'm a direct lineage of these men right here.
Right.
And we have a duty and an obligation to be first true to self,
Right.
true to God,
That's right.
and true to the mission. And so today, what you may not know is coming up in a few weeks. Make sure I got the information accurately. We have a hearing coming up on Tuesday, December the 13th, 2022 at 10 o'clock a.m. We are attempting to name a street after Marion here in Washington, D.C. I'm going to say it again. We are attempting to name a street after Marion right here in Washington, D.C. What should have been done a long time ago.
Absolutely.
But as you know, when you set out to do greatness, there's always adversity and adversaries in the way. And so we honor those fights, and we honor to take on those fights. And so I want to make sure you signed up to speak at that hearing.
Right.
If these brothers meant anything to you, we are obligated
Right.
to name something in their name.
That's right.
And what up, Marion? We shouldn't be arguing about Marion street naming in Washington, D.C.
That's right.
It's what we call a no-brainer.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a question, Councilman.
Okay.
You got a sign that
That's
says
right.
you must show that you've been vaccinated to get in that building. But the Supreme Court said that it was illegal for what the mayor did, making people take that. So there's a lot of people that never took that shot. How can they get in to testify?
So that rule has been changed, I think 2 weeks ago, through emergency legislation.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So you are able to come into the building, and for those who can't make it physically, you can join via Zoom. And Marion didn't just impact, I know, Ward 8 or Northwest or Southeast. He impacted this nation and this region.
Right.
I got so many people from Maryland saying they coming to speak on Marion behalf. Because I knew Marion. Everybody got their own Marion story, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox today. But this is our city.
That's right.
And we have to know we gotta stand up even when it's unpopular or it's not supported. It's because this brother did that for us
That's right.
in one shape, fashion, or form.
That's
And so I love you guys. When I see you come here today, I just look around and see the greatness that we still have in our community. But it's fleeing. And so we must honor and love each other and strengthen each other even in our wrongs. We must correct and build each other up.
That's
Because these kids are looking at us.
That's right.
They're watching us. And people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And these brothers care for us. And so we must stand up and fight for them, man.
That's right.
My name is Treyon White, man. I'm here as a surrogate son of greatness. And if you stay on your path to greatness, you're going to always cross paths from people on their path of greatness. So stay on your path, man. It don't matter if you're 84, 44, 4 years old. God still got some fire in your belly for some of you to do while you're here in this earth, while you're still touching this ground.
That's right.
I pray for health and strength for all the ancestors and those who are here gathered with us today. And I hope that, man, we can do something better to make our city greater, man.
That's right.
We can't conquer anything that we're not committed to. Stay committed. God bless.
Appreciate you, Trey.
Thank you to the Honorable Treyon White. That, just like the Marion Berry, is setting his legacy up as well, man. You know, you had those that, I'm 45, y'all a little younger than us, you know, 75, 70, 40. So some of y'all kind of, you know, came in with that Marion Berry regime. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all like now, the Treyon a little younger than I am, but some of y'all like now came in, y'all was arm in arm and foot to foot and shoulder to shoulder, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that now because I'm trying to manifest, right? So Trayon, when we get, in our 70s, we gonna still be. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking around, man, and my father came, Mr. Malik Farrakhan. And I'm looking around with Roach and Dexter, Uncle Ty, Lamont. Like, man, we got soldiers out here. We got soldierettes out here. I don't know what it is to be passive, right? I don't know what it is to be paid to be silent. I don't know what it is to just be messing with somebody because they popular. It's the thing to do, man.
There you go.
Like, we really got what was 2022, man? We too much on social media where everybody trying to get likes nowadays, right? Instead of standing on what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, man. MB always stood on what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And just like Trey just said, Chris definitely inherited that. Speak about Chris, right? I don't think it's been no other child that's been born by a mayor while he was mayor. So that made Chris like the first son.
Yes, that's right.
The first son of DC. And we got the mayor for life for DC.
That's right.
We here December the 1st, man. We honoring the both of them, man.
That's right.
I could talk all day about my love and admiration for the both of them, but we got so many people out here that want to speak and want to share their stories about how they love the Honorable Marion Berry and Chris Berry.
Come on.
Hey, Dex, come up here and holler for a second.
Hey!
Thank you so much. Let me say to everybody here, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dexter Ford. I wasn't on the program, but I got something on my heart for the mayor. I know I was at a service. My mother just passed away. And one of the things that she loved about Marion Berry was something that's going to surprise Tyrone Johnson, that he said my mother was at his brother's funeral. And when Marion Berry came to the podium, he said, "Old dusty face. Old dusty face. Old dusty face." Marion Berry was a regular guy. I remember seeing him on F Street in the store. I had gotten the charge myself, and he said he was going to have his corporation counsel come by and help me, something like he said with Trayvon. And I brought his attention back to Roach's brother when he was in Lawton with me, and Sterling Tucker and Walter Washington were running for city council. And Ricky Brown pushed the thing to him to say, "Man, look, we got people down here incarcerated that can give you their vote." He said, "Man, these people can't vote in jail." Ricky said, "But we're going to make it where they can vote if we got you on our side when we make you the mayor." What he did was created a voting situation in Lawton where we registered people to vote. When we registered those people to vote, he told Marion, he said, "These people down here have a mother and a father, and sister and brother who are voting age." He used to say Marion won by less than 5,000 votes in the election. He beat Sterling Tucker and Walter Washington and became the mayor for life.
That's right.
But what I need to say in the legacy of Marion is that as I stand here, and I can honestly say that I was a lost young brother, 17 years old, when I got 50 years in the penitentiary. It was Marion Berry's efforts to put me back in the street and give me the right to vote. Now, I can recognize how young brothers like this were in the street. I maybe in 1973. I feel so uncomfortable, and I spoke to Marion about this, and just before he had passed away, that I too had been lost like a lot of these brothers were. I might have shot 5 black brothers in 1973. All I can say about that is, what's my story? Kill your brother and be a man? We have a mission that is on us right now, that we're in the midst of a 3-4 midnight with what's going on with these young brothers in the street. And one of the ways that we can honor the Marion Berry legacy is to save our young brothers.
That's right.
Each one of us have a mission now to save our young brothers. Marion did what he could. He got shot with her nappy Muslims. came to the penitentiary and gave us the right to vote as returning citizens. But what are we gonna do now? This place should be filled up with people.
That's right.
We should be filled up with him with our legacy. But ask yourself, what you gonna do?
That's right, brother.
So when it was told, you know what Malik's son just told me? He said Leak not gonna be here because he's sick. He's sitting on the front row. You challenge yourself. I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna be like Trayvon. I'm not gonna be on the soapbox. But I'm saying I'm honored to be here, to carry on the legacy. And I don't want to speak. I want to act.
That's right. Come on.
I want to act.
Come on.
I want to be on the front line to act. If I want to lead, I don't want an organization to lead. I want to lead from the rear.
Right.
Give me something to do. Give me something to talk to. Send me out there to talk to these young brothers and say, put that gun down.
Come on, man.
And stand up for righteousness and stand up for the legacy of Marion. So all I want to say is thank you. Here's a salute to Marion. Here's a salute to all of the people that are doing something to try to do something. A salute to Roach. A salute to Tyrone. A salute to Tyrone with the Alliance of Concerned Men. And a salute to this brother here, Amelie, who's been there on the forefront of everything. I gotta say this. We spoke together at a funeral for Rudy Owens. Man, this brother had to speak from the bathroom because he had diarrhea, but he was there. He showed up with diarrhea from the bathroom. He was there. Committed. And you know what happened? When Tyrone came to me, I said I thought Amelie wasn't coming. He said he couldn't keep him away. God bless y'all. And man, pray for Marion. Pray for me. And let's change this city.
Yes, sir. Man, that's a different cloth we cut off of. You know, I had told a few people that, you know, I didn't think my father was gonna be here, but I knew deep down in my heart, man,
He was gonna come.
this man gonna be here.
Never can't keep
You know what I mean? If you got the crawl, if you got the walk, if you got the slide, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I speak about family down south, right? And I had to, man, while I shared the point of libation for my grandmother, man, Otelia Hargrove, right? Grandma was probably 4'1", had 11 kids. You understand what I'm saying? Every day from sun up to sundown, my grandmother was a medicine woman, man. I grew up on a farm, Slim. Like, my grandmother, when she would be sick, it won't no days off. And I didn't understand that. People, I just say overstand because I don't understand nothing. Again, etymology of your words, man. Pay attention to the words we saying and with one another. So I didn't understand that, right? And when my father came home, and this man in the wheelchair, right? And we would be arguing, man, because I'd be like, man, let me go do whatever it is that you trying to do. Man, I got to go do this myself. Like, I would get pissed off at this man. I didn't understand. I didn't understand. You see, we look for any excuse to duck anything that we supposed to be doing. Especially if it's right. We find any excuse. I call it a flat tire, man. You know, my daughter got put out of school. Whatever the case may be, man, we got to start making excuses. And while I'm speaking about excuses, right? I got 6 kids and 7 grandkids. 2 of my daughters married, I can't say nothing, so they done beat me to the punch, right? But we're in times, man, where knowledge and everything is so readily accessible, right? All the things that our ancestors passed for, died for, freedom, died for being able to go eat in a restaurant or use the bathroom with someone else, man, right? And we done got so passive nowadays with, I need you to come talk to my son, or I need you to come talk to my daughter. Let me tell you something. If I interrupted anytime my grandmother was talking to another elder, I wouldn't have no teeth in my mouth. You understand what I'm saying? My grandma was 4 foot, right? And had kids that was 6'5" and 6'6", man. And all the way up until they was grown. They never cussed around my grandma. They never disrespected my grandma or did any of that. I'm saying all this to say, man, when the hell do we start being afraid to raise our own damn kids?
Yes.
Our own children. Let me say that again, pardon. Our own children, man. most of us out here got children. Most of us out here got our own organizations or whatever the case may be. I don't have no problem, just like right now. I was told I got to fill in for my father, which I will readily do, because I stay ready. We all supposed to stay ready. That's right. At all times. It's a war being raised upon us. We all supposed to be able to fill in for the next one. Yeah. Anyway, before I get too carried away, I want to bring, man, this legend up, man. This dude, man, Wop, man. Man, he made a song about Marion Berry, man, that, come on. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. I'm gonna let him rock this joint. Yeah. You on the Bluetooth?
How y'all doing today?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Winston!
Thank you, time.
Speak up.
Proud to the people.
Proud to the people.
Oh, I got you. Now, I don't sing this song much. I only sing it like once a year. So, work with me on this. Again, it's so much of an honor to have been with Ceasefire since 1994. 94. And when I met him, it's been real. It's been family. And it's been dedication to the work that we do. I'm not going to bore y'all with a whole lot of talking because I'm not much of a talker, but I really got something to say. Hold on. Let's try this. Y'all ready? It's called Mayor for Life. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you how it happened. Should I go there, Pop? I'm going to go there. Al Malik called me. Al Malik called me. Can you hold this paper for me, please? Al Malik called me and said, man, let me tell you, son, you need to do something for Murray. Need to do... Y'all know where I'm going at with this. Need to do something for that man. I'm trying to tell you, son. I said, man, what you want me to do? He said, I don't know, write a damn song for him. I said, I'm going to put it together for you, Pop. He said, shit, you need to hurry up and do it. I said, look, I give him 3 days. You know, it's always 3. I give you 3 days. And, man, I came up with this song. It was something quick. It was something fast and in a hurry. And it just stuck. So here we go. You gotta put some trouble in that thing. I forgot these words. I ain't up on my words like that. I'm giving you all I got. Right on. He was a poor black boy from Mississippi.
All right.
And he was looking for that change. He understood his people's problems. So he marched on in their name. And when the cards were stacked against us, he was soldier for our cause. And on a cold day in November, a great soul is what we lost. I'm calling on my DC people, my DC tribe. Yes, we love our man. He's a man for life. Oh, DC people, my DC tribe. Yes, we love our man. He's the man for life, the man for life. DC people, my DC tribe. Yes, we love our man. Yeah, the man for life, the man for life. DC people, the man for life. DC tribe, the man for life. He took a stand for education. tribulation. He gave his tears, his sweat, his blood, yeah. And through the trials and tribulations, he never lost his city's love. So here I stand, hand to hand and shoulder to shoulder. We gathered around from near and far. You may be gone, but you're not forgotten. No. A DC star is what you are. Calling on my DC people, my DC tribe. Yes, we love our mayor. He's the mayor for life. My DC people, my DC tribe. Yes, we love our love. He's the mayor for life, the mayor for life. Thank y'all so much for that. Man, Barry, we love you. Christopher Barry, we love you. Thank you so much for what you've done. All the ancestors, please, thank you so much. Wisdom speak. My DC people, my DC tribe, Marion, you're gone but not forgotten. Tribe.
Hey, listen, man. Can we please give that man a round of applause, man? I'm beefing like we only play this once a year. That y'all need to be played on continuous rotation, man. Just like that ceasefire don't smoke the brothers and sisters song need to be on complete rotation, man. Listen, like, you know, I talked a little bit, man. I done got a little behind with the time, right? So we're gonna start letting people come up, man, to speak for about 2 minutes. You feel me? We got some power hitters in the house, man, that wanna express their love for the Honorable Marion Bird. You dig? So I see Smooth that got here, Mr. Eric Weagle, out here doing some tremendous work. A lot of other brothers out here, man. Tyrone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you come speak for a second?
God be the glory.
We got Mr. Lamont Curry in the building. Mr. Moses, Sadiq, One Flag. Yes, sir.
Spirit is here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
No. He got this law, this warrior, young warrior, taking the next step.
That's right.
And that's the spirit that we in. You know, when I'm not going to call no names in the contest of trying to remember. Because there's so many extraordinary brothers and sisters out here. And I know by virtue of the age I'm at, I'm going to forget somebody. So basically, I say, if I don't call your name, charge it to my head and not my heart. That's the spirit of it. But Marion, in the contents of the history of the city, I recall so well when we basically was coming together, when we had Yango Sawyer, Malik, Sidney Davis, Roach Brown, the brothers that was basically out there pushing. Say it again. Anik Walker was basically out there pushing to get Marion re-elected or elected. I remember so clearly. Malik was in the wheelchair, and we would take turns pushing. I remember when I had him, and I was pushing. He would climb up on a pole to put the poster of Marion on the pole, on the pole. And I look back at spirits like that we came together. We built a unification with each other. There's a unification that's much needed now. We have got to come back to who we once were, as the ancestors come back to the youth as a whole, to do the great work for the great good of our community. It is desperately needed now, and we need each other. As Dexter stated in his spirit, obligation to be able to come together for the greater good of our community, our people. I won't have much to say, but my heart and my spirit is here. My love for the commitment for my people are here. And to the day I die, it will be here for the greater good and good. Thank you all for allowing for me to be able to share the spirit of me and those who I'm a part of, which is you. To God be the glory.
Thank you, Unc.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Lamont, can I get you come up, man, and say a couple words real quick, good brother? Mr. Lamont Curry, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Give a round of applause. Right now, Lamont is the head and the CEO of Returning Citizens, man. So to come from and to be where he's at now, man did a complete 360, man, and it's one of my inspirations out here. And please, let's give him another round of applause, man. HBO. You see the line on HBO, man. You know what I mean? See, a lot of times, we in this city, you will have somebody doing some work for years, man, and not even getting celebrated. Now, in the minute they get popular, it becomes celebration time. Man, let's stop celebrating people because it's the popular thing to do. This man been doing some tremendous work out here, man. Like everybody else has been sitting out here. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. So my name is Lamont Curry. I'm the director.
Get to the mic, man.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lamont Curry. I'm the director of the Mayor's Office on Return to Citizens Affairs. But Marion used to refer to me as the Pope. So my quick Marion story is, I came home from prison, and my goal was I want to give back to my community. And art was my reentry plan. And one of the things that I wanted to do was to combat illiteracy in our communities, Ward 7 and Ward 8. And so I was sharing this with him, and he said, well, we're going to partner with you. We're going to get this lot right across from our building, and you can do the book fair right there. So he connected me with Miss Brenda Richardson, and we put on the book fair right on Martin Luther King Avenue. This probably was 10 years ago, and I even did an event with Councilmember White. Forgot the name of the event, but we did an event, and just so happened 10 years later to 11 years later, I now work on Martin Luther King as the director of Returning Citizens Affairs, helping returning citizens. And so I went from him calling me poet to me being able to stand on the shoulders of Tyrone Parker, Ty the Man Shop, Al Malik Farrakhan, and say, we got you. Go on and step into this role, because you're going to be there with a sincere heart, and you're going to be there to help our people. And so that's what I did. And so I'm here, right? Trying to carry out the legacy of Marion Barry, the vision of the mayor, and to help return the citizens to get as much freedom as we possibly can. And so if you are not familiar what I am doing, what my office is doing, we are the hub for reentry. And so if you are a returning citizen, come and see us. We're right across the street from the big chair, 2100, Suite 100. And my goal, what I get up for every morning and struggle to go to sleep at night, is to figure out how to empower our people. The same legacy that the mayor had. How do we help each other so that those that we help can help the next generation? And so I applaud the brother that came up here and said he want action. We need y'all. We need y'all in the community. We need y'all helping us break down these barriers that's going to open more doors, going to create more opportunities. Just see it as like a summer job program, but a longer term summer job program. It's going to take us to save us. and I'm in the fight, and all I'm asking you is just join arm in arm with us, and let's carry us to the finish line. Thank y'all.
Go in that summer job program. Get your little gut, man.
Hey, Mr. Caesar, can I get you come up for a second, good brother? Yeah. Mr. Go Master, yeah, come on up here, man. Cut it out. Oh, I forgot, Mr. Trey, the Honorable Trayon's about to leave right now. So what we're going to do right now, him and Elder John, we're about to lay the wreaths for the Honorable Marion Berry and for Christopher Berry before the Honorable Trayon leaves.
Which that very few people know. When Marion came out of prison, and we got the returning citizens together to get all the votes to help him get elected, what we did was, that wasn't published in the paper, that every institution in Lawton, Alcorn and the Youth Center had a clerk, and they had a telephone, and there was a telephone number. So we called every clerk inside of every institution to make sure they got the voter registration cards and did what they had to do to return them in. Also, we went and got the police union and the guards union, and we promised them that Marion will give you an increase in pay or salary and an extra week for vacation. And on the night of the election, it was kind of close. Somehow, the police department got a phone call saying that somebody placed a bomb in Marion Barry's headquarters. They was trying to kill Marion Barry to stop it from getting reelected. And that helped him get a whole lot of sympathy votes. Because people saying the white folks trying to kill Marion Barry. So these are some of the things that we were doing. Tyrone Parker, Al Malik, a lot of other guys. We did all kinds of things to make sure that we did what we could do to help get this man in office. And when he got in, he appointed me as a special assistant and gave me the authority to create the Office of Returning Citizens. Now it's called MORCA. But we created this office 31 years ago. I was getting paid $45 a year, had an office almost big as this cemetery, and wasn't about anything but me in the trash can. I ain't had no staff, didn't have no budget, and I stayed there for 3 years, making sure that we got a budget. Now the budget for the Mayor's Office of Returning Citizens is $3 million. We got a march, a rally we're having December the 19th on the steps of the district building. We're asking for immediate help, money, housing, jobs for those men and women who did 30, 40, and 50 years. We got people coming out who've been in 40, 50 years. 2 slept in my garage. They ain't had nowhere to go. So we are tired of asking and begging. We are demanding on December the 19th at 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, everybody with a criminal record, you got a family, loved one, brother, sister in the joint, show up. We need your face in the place to let them know that we are not to be ignored. They gave $13 billion to Ukraine. The city council appropriated $25 million for the migrants. They can get all the help they need. Help everybody that need help. But help us too. We're here. And we got men and women living on the streets. They got nowhere to go. One guy, 80 years old, did 50. And they asked him, what's your employment prospects? He ain't never had a job in his life. He been in 50 years. Who gonna hire an 80-year-old man to do what? And these guys did all this time, they should die with some dignity, man. You can't take your grandbaby to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A to get hamburgers or french fries. These guys eating out trash cans. There's a new word that just come out called homicide, suicide, and genocide. There's another word called prison-side. Guys are committing suicide. They're going back to the joint, man, committing crimes because they don't want to stay out and go through all this juggy-boogie. You got to go through this office, that office over here, and there's always some juggy-boogie paperwork, and these guys ain't dealt with nobody in the government in 50, 40, 30 years. So we need your help. to be down on the district building on December the 19th, which is a Monday from 11 to 1. And we're talking, we ain't asking for shit. We're demanding that we got men and women living in the streets, man. These are our buddies, our friends, and our family, man. And I don't want nobody to walk by me and I got to eat out of a trash can. No! These guys are legends. They can play a part in reducing the crime in this community.
That's right.
And we got to make sure that we help them because they done did 40, 50 years. One guy come out, man, I took him to the gas station. He said, I'll help you put the gas in the car. He got out and went in the back. He stayed back there 5 or 10 minutes. I said, what's wrong with him? Why? He out there trying to take the license plate off the back. Because that's where the gas used to go in back in the day. He ain't know how to put gas in the car. These guys get on the bus and ask for a transfer and get laughed at. One guy asked the girl, said, hey, baby, what's your sign? She started laughing and said, nigga, where you been at? That was from the 70s. They don't even know how to talk to women, man. The language has changed. Everything has changed. So we got to be able to help us to help us. So this rally on December the 19th is a rally for us to help us, and we stop begging and kissing ass. We're demanding jobs, housing, employment, and medical support for our men and women coming out. And then lastly, I want to say, Marion Barry was an ex-offender, returning citizen. He was the only man, only returning citizen in the country that went to prison and came out and got re-elected to the office. And he set up a special office for us. It's now called MORCA. It was the first mayor in America that created an office in the cabinet for returning citizens. And I stayed there for 4 years and didn't have a secretary. It didn't make no damn difference. Would nobody meet with me? When Marion had a meeting with the director of the prison system or the director of the parole board, they said they didn't want to sit in the room with me because I'm on parole. I'm a returning citizen. Marion told him, said, if it wasn't for Roach and his crew, you wouldn't have a damn job. What's next?
Right.
And when they called the FBI into the meeting and the Secret Service, when they had all these kind of things, they would get up and leave out when I walk in the room because I got a criminal record. And Marion said, he gonna stay in there. He made sure I stayed at every table with the FBI, the Secret Service, all of them about us returning citizens. So this man is a returning citizen. He's an ex-con. He's my friend, and he stood up for me when the FBI them tried to send me back to prison. And the only person stood up was Marion when he said, and Al Malik. Marion said, whatever they do to Roach, they can do to anybody else. And if we don't stand up and fight for him, and this man risked his life or his job or his reputation in defending me when he was trying to send me back to the joint. So whatever we can do to support, respect, and pay homage to this great, great man. Right. And I just want to say to all of you, Merry Christmas.
Happy holiday.
Hey, we can clap louder than that. Like, come on, man. Like, we can do better than that right there, man. This is us for us, by us. You need. I would like to call the regional minister under the Honorable Minister Minister Louis Farrakhan, Mr. Kadir Muhammad, boss number 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters, friends of the Honorable Marion Barry, I'd like to say in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, who came to us in the person of Master W. Fard Muhammad, and for him coming among us and raising up the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and thanking him today for this great man that's among us today, still walking with us.
That's right.
Talking to us, cares a lot about us, loves us all. And his name is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet you all with the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum. This indeed is a great day for the celebration for our dearly beloved brother, the Honorable Marion Barry. Also to include his son, that we all know that he tried his best. He wanted to walk the steps behind his father, but something occurred to our brother's life, and then God called him back off the path of life, and he has to take his rest along with his father. But nevertheless, we can't let December 1st go down like it's a day of absence. It cannot be a day where we just come here all the time and just celebrate him here. It has got to go to the public and make it a day of declaration for us to be with him in terms of our spirit for all that he has done for us here in Washington, D.C. You don't know this man has spread his consciousness
to all the black mayors around the world today, even in the great country they call the United States of America. But when you find them black mayors, when you find those black councilmen, you know that they got the spirit to move forward from Marion Barry, that they would never stop and say, I can't make it. You see some of the black mayors that are females. Yeah, I wouldn't hear it right now, but she got a spirit for Marion Barry. Got one in Chicago. She got a spirit for Marion Barry. Got a young brother down in Houston. He got a spirit for Marion Barry. Got the brother Eric Adams in New York City. He got a spirit for Marion Barry. So we can't stop. Can I let this go down and say it's just for this year, 2022, December 1st? We have people coming and going. We have to pick this day up and make it even greater and greater and greater. Thank you very much. King for leaving in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling y'all out if y'all start clapping for real out here. You did. Like we ain't even about to do that. Cause one of you gonna come up next and we gonna look at you. Man, this us for us by us. Yeah, I'd like to call Miss Joan of WPFW up right now, please.
Hey, Johnny.
Been on the front lines for a long time as well. How you doing? Looking for the blessings.
Blessings to everybody. Like many of you, I have a million Marion Barry stories. I have so many stories, and we need to really make sure that we capture these stories in books and tapes. But I'm going to just tell you maybe 3 quick stories. One story, of course, Marion Barry was very much a part of WPFW. He was on the board. He was on my show and many other shows. Today, December 1st, also happens to be the birthday. Some of you may remember Brother Bay. His birthday is today. The last time Brother Bay was on the radio, and he was on the radio for different stations for decades, the last day was the Monday before he passed. He passed on a Sunday, and Marion Barry was on the radio with him for that whole last show. That's one story. Another story is that some of you may remember another ancestor, a poet. He was many things, but he was a poet named Gaston Neal.
Yeah. Yes.
Gaston, as Kokai and some other people know, Gaston was a great poet, but he also had some challenges. He had a very serious drug problem. He was an IV drug user. Some people called him the book man because he liked to pick up some books and share them around. He was also Marion Barry's friend. And Gaston, for quite a while, was not able to really function and do things. He went and asked Marion Barry for a job. Marion Barry gave him a job, it wound up in the D.C. Health Department, and Gaston Neal was one of the heroes because he understood about IV drug use. During the height of the AIDS epidemic, it was Gaston who put that program together. Nobody was thinking about the IV drug users during the HIV, right, Kokai? Nobody was thinking about that, but because Gaston was there in the health department, and because Marion Barry made sure that the health department's leadership would be thoughtful about this, they were able to institute all kinds of programs for IV drug users during the HIV epidemic, and that saved thousands of lives. What was my other story? Let me see. The other story, and some of you may know this, Marion Barry was sent here from Mississippi he was the president of an organization called SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And many of you probably know about that, but if you don't, that's where, you hear the phrase Black Power, that came out of SNCC. So Marion Barry, and that was in Mississippi, they sent him, the founder of SNCC, James Foreman, sent him to D.C. with one goal, to fight for statehood for Washington, D.C. That's why Marion Barry came here. And many, many, many people from SNCC are still here in this city, and we're here. People like Frank Smith, the founder of the African American Civil War Museum, came out of SNCC. So Marion Barry has that whole family of SNCC people. And my last story, I used to work in the health department in the city. Back in the day, Marion Barry would come in and he would tell everybody, get out of your seats, get out into the community and do something. And that's the kind of mayor we have, and he is a mayor for life. And my final thing is that my mother, who's now an ancestor, New York City, she always stood up for Marion Barry. People would be saying stuff about him. She would stand up for him. So we need to continue to honor him. We want to honor him on his birthday, March 6th. We want to also remember Effie. Effie Barry was another, and I had the blessing to work closely with Effie. So thank you, everybody. I remember the first day that we did this, and Yango and Amalik had those beautiful white doves. So we still feel the spirit of the white doves.
That's right. Hey! White doves.
Thank you so much for that history lesson, man. So often we forget. You know, I want to get smooth, Mr. Eric Weaver, to come up and speak right now, please. Out here doing some hell of a work, man. Inside and outside that belly of the beast.
How y'all doing? I was just looking at this crowd, right, and you know, I've been around y'all for a long time now. I actually met a lot of y'all through Marion Barry when Roach and Ty and all y'all was coming down Lawton. I was in Lawton when y'all came down there when Barry came home and asked us to call out people out there to make sure they voted for Barry. We needed to get Barry back in office so he can help us. But what I'm looking at now is, back then I was probably like the youngest person in the group. This is the only time I'm realizing now when we come here that I'm the youngest person around. You know, when I go out there and do this community work, I'm OT now, and I'm UNC now, and I'm all that. And I say that to say that in order for us to keep this going on, we got to bring them youngest here. Like, we got to bring our kids and we got to bring our grandkids and all of them here to understand the history of Barry and to keep the legacy going on, because we ain't going to be here forever. So if this is how the crew look, next year it's going to be less, and next year it's going to be less because some of us may not be here, right? So we got to put effort into bringing the young people, because we want this to go on forever. We never want Barry to not be remembered. And so in order to do that, we're going to have to bring those youngest. We got to bring the babies here. We got to teach them about Barry. We got to let them know that the things that they benefit from now is from the struggles and the fights that Barry created that we help march and walk with. You know, they think it's sweet now and all the stuff that they got going on, but they don't understand the struggle, right? And so we got to teach them the struggle so they can be more grateful for where they at and what they doing. And I'll leave with that. I'm just saying we got to bring the young.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's give him a round of applause, man. Good. Thank you. What he said was nothing wrong, man. That's why I'm up here right now with this mic in my hand. But again, if I'm trying to get my seeds to come and do some, they ain't doing it on Instagram, I ain't trying to go. They ain't doing it on Facebook, I ain't trying to go, man. He ain't say nothing wrong, man. We got Mr. Kamon Freeman in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Weak Radio. Come on up here and bless the mic, brother. You know I got to call you up here. Mr. Black Love Fest.
Like I'm long-winded. Yo, peace, family. Peace, family. Peace. I want to say that, you know, I'm honored to first be here with so many people that I've learned from and benefited from their examples. And for me to have an opportunity to speak to you means that I've done something with my life, and that gives me some encouragement to go harder. But I think that what we need to walk away from is to realize not what we have lost, but what we have gained. And what we have gained is a fiery example of how you can succeed, fail, and succeed again. You know, the highs and the lows. Sometimes, you know, some of us get hit, we don't want to get back up. I ain't seen nobody get hit as hard as Marion Barry got hit. And for him to stand up, and that quote right there says it all. The unmitigated gall to rise of the ashes where he has fallen. So I don't think we have any excuses when we want to say, well, we don't have this or we can't do that. I don't hear that type of talk. I don't feel that energy. You know, the type of energy I feel is like, yeah, that might be true, but what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? And one of the things that we have an opportunity to do right now is that our current mayor
who for whatever reason had his blessing, has opened up a can of worms, a Pandora's box. It's called the Racial Equity Action Plan. So whatever you think is wrong in this city, and whatever you think they could do better, they're actually opening up a conversation, a budgetary line item to include that in this Racial Equity Action Plan. And it's open until January the 2nd. And I think it would be a crime against humanity if we have the unmitigated gall to complain about shit and don't do nothing when an opportunity arises and presents itself. Because one of the problems I think we have is that we don't always realize when something has changed. And things have changed. And now it's on us. And like the brother said, if we don't have the young people here, why is Marion and the SNCC and that story been taught in the schools right now? Why don't we have a Saturday school and let the government fund it? Maybe that should be a suggestion that we have in this Racial Equity Action Plan. That we can't change the school curriculum to reflect our culture, that we can create a whole nother lane for Saturday schools and we run it. And they pay us to do it. How about that? I want y'all to get up and do something with this Racial Equity Action Plan between now and January the 2nd. The comment section is open, and you can go to WEAC Rail for more information. And I hope that WPFW can start supporting this a little bit more so we get more of people to have input in this. Because we cannot continue to watch Chocolate City turn to chocolate chip and then no chip and then it's all gone. You know, because we still here. It ain't over. We still here. We still here? All right, let's do something. One love. Do something.
Thank you, Mr. WEAC Radio, Mr. Kamon Freeman, man, Mr. Black Love Fest. You know, now y'all know my father couldn't be here without saying something, man, so that's right. Let's get a round of applause for Mr. Farrakhan, please, man. Not feeling his best, always on the front line soldiering, my general, my dad, my leader.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the beneficent and mercy, all praise is due to Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Devil Fraud Muhammad, raised up one of the greatest, boldest black leaders that we ever had in this country, the Honorable Master Elijah Muhammad, and today his predecessor, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet my brothers and sisters with the greetings of peace and paradise. All I want to say, I appreciate all y'all that came out, those of us that traveled the bloody stormy seas together, that have been beat down, kicked around, and everything else. We're standing tall, man. Some of us are out here, they said we'll never be out of prison again. And look where we stand. Because God is the greatest. Yes, sir.
They call shots, but he calls the greatest shot.
Yes, sir.
So, but listen. Corps Master Bird invited me out here about 3 months ago. Minister Farrakhan came right here, and laid a wreath. The first wreath that was laid. The fucking wreath is not even here no more, man.
That's crazy.
Listen what I'm saying. It just dawned on me. I was sitting right there by this tree when they laid the wreath. The wreath is nowhere. Think about what I'm saying, man. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
Yeah, as long as I have been out here, I just realized that as well when he said that, man. They always trying to eradicate our history, man. They always trying to undo everything that we've done. Or every time we try to keep our people up on a pedestal, man. No longer do. I want to call Dr. Kamon, Kakaya Patterson up, please. We need that acupuncture done. We Need your back cracked and worked on. This is the man right here.
Assalamu alaikum. Last night about 10 o'clock, I got a snitch. Last night about 10 o'clock, look, he getting up trying to walk away now. I'm pulling up to Al Malik Farrakhan's house with a gallon jug. Y'all know I make all kind of herbal tonics and stuff. So he said, man, I got to get there. No, you don't need to go nowhere. So I made the herbal tonic for him. We pull up to the door. My nephew Tyshawn downstairs, so we pass the jug on to him. He take it upstairs, and he drinking all the tea. I told him, still don't come. That's why he's trying to walk away, because he already know I'm talking bad about it. You know, but again, that's his commitment. That's his commitment. I'm just talking about what he has at his, you know, at his behest. He can call people that can help him get to where he needs to get to. So I'm glad and honored to be able to work with him, to be able to work with my nephew, his family, and everybody else. So I'm glad that you came, Baba, but get your butt home as soon as you get there. And I'm going to come and do some acupuncture on him, maybe one day. But I wanted to just talk a little bit about Marion and the mayor and my relationship with him and working with him in the 70s at RAP Incorporated, our drug treatment program. But it goes a little bit deeper than that because my mother was on the mayor's advisory committee for substance abuse. She did 3 years and then was on it again, did 3 years working under Marion Bird. He signed off on her being on that committee. And that committee was responsible for deciding what monies goes to what drug programs. I was working at RAP Incorporated, which was the only real black drug program in the city. Marion Bird kept our program alive from 1970 until he left here. You know, even when he was not the mayor, he was on the city council, etc. He made sure that our program continually got funding and kept us going. And because we were so progressive, because we used 7 principles, and because we used red, black, and green in our treatment process at RAP Incorporated, we couldn't get the support that we needed. So Marion Bird, being progressive in his mindset, would make sure that we got $500,000, $200,000, $1 million contract, etc., so that we can continue to treat brothers and sisters in the community who were suffering from drug abuse. Personal story, me being an ex-addict, ex-heroin addict, ex-methadone addict, ex-crackhead, ex-criminal, all of the things that they talk about, and then changing my life, learning acupuncture from my big brother, Dr. Matul Shakur, happened to be Tupac Shakur's father, and learning that skill for acupuncture, I was able to work on the Honorable Marion Barry. I would go down to his chambers, and he would shut his office down, and I would pull out my acupuncture bag and do acupuncture on him. I would go down there with the same gallons of herbal formulas for his kidneys. You know, he had kidney failure and so forth, and I'm treating his kidney. I had a kidney formula. And I'd take the formulas down there, and he'd be drinking those kidney formulas. I would go down there maybe 2-3 times a week. We worked so well with him around that diabetic issue that we were able to get him off his medication before he went back and wound up getting the surgery. We had gotten to the point where he was off of his meds, you know, but he went back. Y'all know my man, you know, the decisions that he made, you know, with his life and the things that he was doing, you know, but we had the honor of working with him. I was treating him up at his house over in Southeast, took some of my students over to meet him, and I'm treating him after it was over. I'm leaving out, and his daughter comes down, his niece comes down, and she's got these dinners. And I say, Mayor, I know you're not going to eat those dinners. And he said, boy, if you don't get the hell out of my house, I'm going to eat my damn dinners. I'll see you next week for treatment, because y'all know I'm in the holistic health and diet and nutrition. But that goes to say that he's a straight-up dude. You know, he's straight up dude. He said, Kai, get out of here with that shit, man. I'm going to eat my food. Yes, sir. And we roll on out. But it's been an honor for me to be able to stick some needles in him. It was an honor for me to be able to pour some herbs down his mouth and to help heal him so that he could be able to... Say that. Who? Mr. Blank?
He said that.
What'd he say? Come on. Come on. I'm done. Thank y'all. Come on.
Ain't no way I would have cut
That wasn't going to happen. He's the only one who can do it.
Man, we done walked this thing down to the wire. This is Mr. TB right here, man. Go ahead, Mr. TB.
What I have to say has been said. He said it at the beginning. This war that we are in is generational and genealogical. This war that we are in
generational into your life. You brothers know that.
Yes, it is.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I'm working with a campaign now. Started by a brother out in the Southeast. No homicides during the holidays. If Jesus was for peace, we can be for peace for ourselves. But we got to do it. The most effective speaker to our young people are returning citizens.
That's right.
The most effective speaker to our young people are returning citizens. You have the most credibility among our young people. Their mamas don't, the preachers don't, the school people don't. You do. I am so proud to be here right now where my God tells me to be. You know, I'm a nigga from Texas. That's right. You know, I have a picture of myself at 2 years old with my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, my father, his 2 sons, standing behind the house that my grandfather bought. And 2 years later, he was dead. With a shotgun on his chest, laid straight next to his wife. Now, if you think that man killed himself, you're a goddamn fool. Yeah. I tell you now, the 3rd time that I've told this story since I've been in D.C. for 40 years. My mother shot my father in the bathroom with her gun. You don't know me. You know. But any one of you who do know me, the first time you saw me, I said, how can I help?
Share that.
The first time I saw him, how can I help?
That's what you said, brother.
I am so proud to be with you, brothers. You know, when I worked in the district government for 14 years, I didn't work for Marion. I worked for the people of the District of Columbia.
Right.
You know, and that's why a lot of you don't know. Because I worked for you. You know, I didn't get signs. You know, I wasn't in the office. You got to go. I just want to say, we are in this war till we go. My son right now, today, the Mayor's Youth Leadership Program is in New Delhi, India, an ambassador of the United States. You know, my daughter, whose family has 100 years of land in this town, they have anniversary. She's working with her daughter in D.C. public schools. This family has found a home because of you.
To my Christian brothers and sisters, I said, praise the Lord. To my Muslim brothers and sisters, I said, assalamu alaikum. I'm Brother Chris. Just to be quick, I just want to say that we got to continue to keep Mayor Marion and Chris's vision alive. We got to keep it going, guys, because the way we're living in right now, we're losing steam, and we need to pick up some steam. Each one, reach one, teach one. We got to keep on teaching these future generations about what these 2 brothers right here did. I remember coming up in D.C. under Mayor Marion Barry, and Mayor for life and Mayor forever. Whenever somebody had a situation in the neighborhood, it didn't even matter where it was. Marion was always there. You know, it doesn't matter if you was in the street or anything like that. He didn't care about your social status. He didn't care about your income status. He would just talk to you. But at the same time, we need these leaders today to realize that it doesn't matter where you come from. Just reach out and just talk to us. Just reach out and just give out to us, and stop holding your hand like a fist and start unleashing your hand so you can give out more to your people. And that's what we got to realize, guys. We got to keep their legacy alive. Praise the Lord. And assalamu alaikum.
Peace, peace.
I would be remiss if I didn't let this giant right here get on the mic, but we about to close out right now, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a successful day, man. I would like to thank each and everyone that came out today, man. We not out here for ourselves, man. We out here trying to keep the name and the legacy alive of the Honorable Marion Berry and Christopher Berry. Come on up, C's, right quick, man.
Section on up there. Hey, people, family. I want to start this out with just one simple statement. It came from the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. He said that Marion Berry had made the most millionaires than any other black person in this country. That's strong. Me, a little boy from Southeast, and was happy to get a job when he opened up those opportunities, put me in some kind of a trade school for photography, and gave me an opportunity to learn the discipline of work and the ethics that went along with it. And now today, many years later, I have Go-Go Master Fashion and Apparel. I have Entertainment Masters, where we teach the youth the whole gamut of the entertainment industry. I also have After Boxing, a show where we have a sit down with fighters. But basically what I'm saying is that all of my entities, in some kind of way, comprise youth experience and lessons. We're trying to help the youth, as Marion Berry has done, and I think Smooth said it best when he said that, we need to bring the kids here. We need to take the kids everywhere. We need to be with the kids on every level, because we have to nourish them. We have to nurture them. We have to give them the information, the knowledge, and the understanding as to how best to go about this thing we call life in the United States. And how to excel. But with all that, I'm gonna close. I'm not that big of a speaker, but I appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully I was able to share something that's worth something to somebody. Yes, sir.
I think we usually, before we leave, right? Don't we walk around the 8 times for the terms of the Honorable Marion Berry?
16 times.
Yeah. As the same way I came in, I want to leave out what's saying Al-Fatiha. And then we can take our 8 circles around the grave for Marion and Christopher, man. And I cannot thank you guys again, because you could have been anywhere in the world, man. But you're here with us, man.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And one thing for sure, too, for certain, man, I could have been out here by myself, as if my father has had over the years, man.
Right.
It don't matter if it's 1 of us, 2 of us, 3 of us. It doesn't matter if it's raining, sleeting, snowing, whatever, man.
That's right.
This the problem we having nowadays, man. We not holding each other accountable.
Right. That's right.
We not living up to, I'm gonna put it like this, Islamically, right? Islamically, if you my Muslim brother, my Muslim sister, you have rights over me. And I have rights over you as well.
Right, exactly.
I'm saying that Islamically, right? So whenever I'm dealing with a brother or a sister, I know I can't wrong this brother or sister at all. This is my Muslim brother or sister. I'm just using this Islamically. But as a people, this is how we're supposed to be anyway. When we say that we have love for an individual or a person, man. I can't say this is my uncle, or this is my aunt, or this is my man, or this is my, and I'm not trying to make sure they're good. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, if I can help it, man. Oh, again, thank you all for coming out. We're going to take these 8 walks around this graveyard. Excuse me. Right here where Marion is laying. And I'm going to close out again. That's how I came in. But saying Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. So all to all the Dina and I'm telling Gail McDoobie, what up, darling? Amen. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Can we line up so we can take these 8 laps around for the terms that MB was in office? And we can go ahead and shut down. Thank you guys. May Allah continue to bless each and every one of you. Strengthen us spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially.
Love you, MB. Love you, MB. Love you, Chris. We move and march to y'all honor in your name.